my it's on my Hello? Oh my the whole dude.
Hello people. Today, we're diving into moments so creepy, they'll make you rethink what's hiding in the dark. These are the clips that don't add up, the shadows that shouldn't be there, and the strange encounters that leave you frozen for a second too long. From eerie figures to unsettling sounds caught on camera, each video brings its own kind of chill. Get ready, because once you see these, you won't forget them anytime soon.
Point at it.
It's been an hour.
One last. I'm gonna. No way! You did it! Thank you!
In the silent mountains of Alabama, an old house from the late 1800s waits like something alive, breathing through the cracks of its warped floorboards, watching from the shadows between its peeling walls. The owners had begged for help, convinced the place wasn't just haunted, but aware. And the moment Mindseed's team stepped across the threshold, it felt like the house had been waiting for them. The air inside was thick, smoky, stale, and heavy. The flashlights cut through rooms where time had rotted everything except the memories. The wallpaper curled like dead skin. The stairs groaned under their own weight. And then the pictures came into view. Ancient portraits of the previous couple were left exactly where the owner said they had to stay. Anytime they boxed them up, the house got violent. The moment they lifted one of the portraits, the energy shifted. A cold ripple rolled through the hallway, and the first eerie giggle echoed behind them.
I bet these are the pictures she's talking about.
Those are ancient. Whoa. That's gnarly looking.
That's crazy. He's in his, soldier's uniform.
Upstairs, the woman's picture triggered the EMF instantly. Red, then pulsing like something was breathing through it. When they asked if she could show them where she stayed, everything went as if she'd left the room. Seconds later, a heavy thump shook the ceiling above them. And then again, another creepy laughter.
What happens at the same time? Whoa.
What?
What was that?
What was what?
That little giggle. Whoa.
What?
It sounded like it came from, maybe it came from in here.
Maybe it was the door. The door
You think so?
squeaked a little bit.
But the most terrifying moment came when they reached the back door. They had locked it earlier. Now it stood wide open, swaying gently, as if someone had slipped inside. Before they could process that, something slammed the cellar door outside, hard, like something beneath the house was trying to claw its way out.
What the f was that?
They approached slowly. The wooden hatch shook again, rising, with something pushing from the darkness below. Not air, not an animal, something intentional. When they lifted it just an inch, the void beneath exhaled a sound that didn't belong to anything living. They slammed it shut, jumped on it.
Are you sure you closed that door?
This door was locked, bro. Hello? Oh my what the whole dude.
And then, from inside the house, a picture crashed to the floor. The candle blew out, and the hallway curtain moved by itself. The house wasn't haunted. It seemed mad. This clip gives me the creeps. The abandoned hospital was already infamous long before anyone stepped inside. The bearded explorer's footage showed a lone figure drifting across the far end of a hallway, a shape that shouldn't have been there, especially at that hour. Curious and determined, the team at Ghost Theory returned to the same place, expecting maybe a few strange noises, nothing more. Instead, they walked into one of the most active nights they'd experienced in over a decade. Even entering the building felt wrong. A bitter cold clung to the doorway, as if something was pushing outward while they pushed in. The air smelled stale and untouched, yet the floors were damp and the walls were freshly dripping. The entire building felt unsettled, almost newly disturbed. The deeper they moved, the more the atmosphere tightened. Random knocks followed their steps, always just a few paces behind, always when no one was moving. And the most horrifying thing was this huge "Help" written on the wall in red. The sign was still wet, like someone had just written it a while ago.
What even is that made of? That's still wet.
What?
Is it not? It is.
It's the wet.
Red stains lined the corridor walls, thick streaks smeared down to the floor, pooling near a discarded medical bed that still looked recently used. Furniture scraped across the upper floor, even though the wind couldn't reach that high, and the stairs looked too unstable for anything living to be up there. And then came the first unmistakable moment. A door down the hall slammed with violent force, a heavy echo rolling toward them like a warning shot. There was no wind, no draft, no structural shift, just impact, pure and deliberate.
I feel like we need to find a really, really decent room to go down, and then choose. Oh my It's on my What the
Moments later, the K2 meter came alive. A steady pulse, then a full red spike, then another, then a long, sustained surge, as if something stood inches away, directly interacting.
Right, hang on. Can you take it up to red if that is a spirit here with us? Take it up to red now. Exactly on cue. Thank you. Wow. Can you... Go up to red if you are male.
Male.
By the time the activity intensified, the team wasn't searching for evidence anymore. The evidence was surrounding them, pressing in from the corridors, moving doors, dragging unseen weight across the floors, and responding to their presence with precision. The mansion loomed as an intimidating relic of a bygone era, abandoned, but somehow very alive. From the first step inside, the floors sagged, the ceilings dripped, and the faint smell of decay hung in the halls. Every window framed shadows that seemed to flicker independently, and each room whispered of lives once lived, now suspended in eerie stillness. As the team explored, the silence was shattered. Loud, inexplicable bangs echoed through empty chambers, vibrating off walls and ceilings. The source was nowhere to be seen, and yet the sound carried an intentional rhythm, deliberate and menacing. The upper floors shook, but a staircase groaned under minimal pressure, too risky to climb. Despite the risk, footsteps above became increasingly audible and measured, sending chills deeper with each step.
Oh, yeah. Where the f did that come from? Oh.
Every room revealed fragments of life frozen in time. Cracked plaster, mold creeping across walls, and remnants of luxurious furniture left to rot. Bay windows and ornate woodwork hinted at wealth, yet the mansion had long been forgotten. The house itself felt sentient, responding to presence, aware of the intruder's every move. Devices meant to detect paranormal activity flickered erratically. K2 meters surged with sudden spikes, lights dimmed and brightened, and the air grew electrically charged, as though the building was filled with unseen energy.
Mate. What? Like, what? Like, what the?
Set the spell off for us. If you're in here.
Hours passed, and their fear escalated. Every step seemed amplified by the mansion. Every shadow seemed like a potential threat. Even after retreating from the upper floors, the lower corridors pulsed with restless energy.
Oh my god, mate. I'm so on edge in here, but this is... I want to go home, mate.
By the time the investigation came to an end, the mansion had revealed only bits of what it had hidden. It was an experience that left them shaken, hearts writhing, and minds haunted. An undeniable testament to one of the most fearsome paranormal locations ever encountered. Imagine living in a place where there is a constant sense of something else, something unnatural. Night 19. By now, the house feels less like a home and more like a battlefield. For 2 weeks, he tried staying calm, ignoring the presence, and refusing to provoke it. But the quieter he became, the bolder it grew. Shadows moved without reason. Doors shook. And twice, something tried taking control of him. Finally, everything changes. No more fear. No more backing down. One night, he challenges it. He sets up the SLS Connect camera, the one that maps figures as stick-shaped bodies. The room looks normal through the naked eye, but the screen flickers like it's already reacting to something he can't see. He sits down, takes a breath, and begins reading the prayer of Saint Michael. Slowly, shakily, but determined. The moment his voice fills the room, the camera catches the first figure, standing directly beside him, a thin, crackling shape stretching unnaturally long.
He wanders about with all the magnitude of wicked spirits, invading the earth in order to obtain blot out the name of God.
He keeps reading, stumbling through the words, but the entity doesn't move. It just leans closer, almost studying him. Then another shape pops into existence behind the chair. A second figure, smaller, standing still, like it was watching him read.
Yeah, I've got the original prayer to Saint Michael the Archangel. So I'm just going to read it out. If I feel anything, I'm going to ignore it.
As he pushes through the longest part of the prayer, the room changes. The air thickens. The screen flickers. At one point, the Connect detects another figure around him, bending low like it's whispering. He tries ignoring it, just like he promised. But the pressure in the room is impossible to ignore. Finally, he reaches the end. In the name of Jesus, I command whatever is in this house to leave. And that's when the two figures slowly disappear. The house goes dead silent.
In the name of Jesus, I command whatever is in this house to leave. You're not welcome here.
He whispers that he believes they're winning. But night 19 ends with a truth he won't admit out loud. There was a presence in that house with him. How volatile it was, he had no clue. The abandoned prison in New York felt heavy the moment they stepped inside. An old, suffocating kind of silence that clung to the walls. The air carried something restless, something observing. Even before the lights went out, the place seemed aware of them, as if it had been waiting for new people to wander into its empty corridors. The first disturbance came quickly. While they were placing equipment down the hallway, a single, sharp impact echoed through the building, like a ball being dropped from somewhere above, hitting concrete with force.
What the f? You hear that?
Yeah.
What is that?
Sound like a ball.
Yeah.
No one was moving. Nothing had fallen. The sound felt deliberate, like a signal. As they pushed deeper into the prison, shadows began shifting in ways that didn't match their flashlights. One shape in particular kept slipping in and out of view at the same doorframe.
I can see a shadow.
Over here, right?
Yeah.
Dude, it's like just peeking out and then come back. Yeah, something keeps like peeking out.
Are you afraid of us?
A figure leaning out just enough to be noticed, then vanishing the moment attention shifted toward it. When they started the Estes method, the atmosphere shifted dramatically. The temperature around them dropped, surrounding one investigator with a sudden cold that wrapped around his arm with clear intention. Motion sensors flickered without any living body near them. Something moved through that hallway, slow, purposeful, and curious. And then, unexpectedly, everything centered around the cats. Their attempt to communicate with the entity ended up as something they had never expected. The spirit communicated and even asked for help.
Did you bring the cats here?
Yeah.
Yo. Do you like cats?
Do you see him?
No, where is he?
Can you show us where the cat is?
The third one.
Help from what? It said to help stop him. At first, the activity resembled animal spirits, harmless and almost playful. But the pattern wasn't random. The movements seemed staged. The lights activated in a sequence, as if guiding attention. Every cat-like disturbance happened right before a colder, heavier presence settled around the investigators. By the end of the night, it was clear. There were no cats here. The abandoned building in Harlingen, Texas, always appeared to be strange, with heavy air, heat, and hallways that seemed to swallow sound. On this night captured in this clip, the stillness was suffocating. No breeze, no airflow, just thick, stagnant heat pressing against the walls. Perfect conditions for something impossible. For nearly an hour, the team waited in front of an old interior door, one they'd seen slam violently on a previous visit, but never managed to capture on camera. 50 minutes of staring, sweating, and listening to every creak and shift of the building. The hinges were solid, the air completely still, and the pressure in the room felt unnervingly purposeful, as if something unseen was building energy behind the door itself. Then it happened.
Point at it.
It's been an hour.
One last. I'm gonna. No way! You did it! Thank you! You did it!
The impact was sharp and deliberate, not the gentle pull of a draft, but a full-bodied shove. The door slammed against the direction any wind would naturally push it, validating every uneasy instinct. The recorder captured it perfectly this time, the violent motion echoing through the empty structure like a demand to be acknowledged. Moments after the slam, the air changed. A coldness crept along the floor, despite the stifling heat.
It happened. It was like that for yes.
Why didn't they do it before?
Dude, we got proof.
We can look
Turn
at
that off. Turn that off.
The shadows along the far wall shifted in a way that didn't match the lights or the movement of the team. The person behind the camera finally let out a sigh of relief as they caught the action on tape. Many people wouldn't have believed them if they did not have proof. The building seemed to pulse with energy. As they were leaving, even the doorway, now still and silent, radiated a sense of presence, as though the force behind the slam lingered just out of sight. It was the kind of evidence investigators wait years for, unexplainable, physical, and caught on camera. A door that went against physics, and a presence that made the building feel alive with something unseen. Inside the Dumont brothel, the air feels stale, like the building has been holding its breath for a century. The crew steps in with their gear, but it's the 4 local women who instantly change the energy. It's as if the walls wake up. A strong, manly whisper rolls through the darkness. I found it, and everyone freezes.
I found it. I found it. That was him. I found it.
The voice comes again, clearer, sharper. A man's tone cuts through the static. The temperature drops, and the room turns still, like something unseen is standing right behind them. Zach calls into the shadows, asking the voice to speak again. Instead, the reply comes through the spirit box in a low, gravelly breath. I'm Otto. The women can be seen visibly uncomfortable, nervous. Then it hits. A streak of light, thin as a needle and fast as lightning, cracks through the chair next to Caitlin, visible only for a split second on the nerve center's monitor.
That was insane.
She okay?
It was like a lightning bolt. No, she's acting weird.
It looked like a light.
It looked like a lightning bolt in this chair. It was like something trying to manifest.
Why is she just staring at the camera?
I don't know. These girls are starting to zone out. Look, see? She's jumpy.
By the time they rush in, Caitlin is shaking, not out of fear, but out of cold. A sharp, sudden cold that wraps around her right arm like fingers closing in. She can't see anything, but the camera does. An outline, a figure, leaning toward her, inches from her shoulder. Zach whispers, "It's right next to you." The spirit seems to capture his attention. The temperature slams down by 5 degrees. Caitlin gasps and grabs her arm as goosebumps erupt across her skin. The figure moves, slow and deliberate, then reaches out. The moment its invisible hand touches her, she jerks. The contact is real, documented. And then, it vanishes the instant she touches the spot. Before anyone can breathe, the atmosphere shifts again.
Can you touch her arm again? Touch her arm. Boom! Just touch your arm.
It's got its hand on you right now. It's touching your arm right now.
Upstairs, Billy suddenly screams for help. He's disoriented, staggering. For nearly 10 seconds, he can't remember where he is, like the brothel pulled him out of time and dropped him back. His head buzzes, his voice shakes. Something up there watched him or cornered him, and Zach knows it. Something in this place isn't just communicating. It's choosing who to touch, who to follow.
Are you okay, Billy?
Yeah, it's just a strange thing. It's a time slip, literally. Like 10 seconds worth of time was lost.
Who's up there?
I guess the stories about possessions and attacks in this brothel are not fake, after all. After witnessing these chilling encounters, from shadowy figures to doors slamming on their own, one thing is clear. The paranormal is unpredictable and absolutely fascinating. Each location told its own story, leaving evidence that makes you question what's really out there. Whether it's fleeting shadows, mysterious noises, or objects moving without explanation, these encounters remind us how little we truly understand about the unseen. Stay curious, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.